What's up? It's me, certified personal trainer and nutrition coach Austin Winger, and I am so excited to tell you that today we are launching the Mindset Matters series. The Mindset Matters series will be dedicated to the intangible skills and factors that will not only enhance your health, your fitness, and your training, but will improve your performance in life in a broad spectrum of arenas. I'm very excited to be starting the Mindset Matters series with a topic that I am personally very passionate about, and that is the concept of self-efficacy. Now, what is self-efficacy, you may ask? Self-efficacy is defined as your belief in yourself to achieve a desired outcome. In short, that means your confidence that you'll be able to achieve something. Understanding self-efficacy will not only help you as an individual, but it is also a useful tool for coaches, educators, trainers, and teachers. Over time, evidence has accumulated that unanimously pointed to the functional advantage of having strong self-efficacy beliefs. Before we move forward, let's make a quick distinction between self-efficacy and self-esteem. Self-efficacy is more specific and context-related, while self-esteem refers to your own respect for your value and worth. And although they are related, they are not the same. And fortunately, unlike self-esteem, issues with self-efficacy are much easier to spot and change for the better. Now, before we go forward with this video, I want you to understand that I am completely independent in funding these videos, this channel, and choosing the topics that I speak about. One very easy way you can support this channel is to like, share, and subscribe. It is also a huge help for me to understand what type of content you value and to keep creating it. And as always, thank you. Now back to self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is a cognitive determinant of your motivation and behavior. Your self-efficacy can have a strong effect on your feelings and is a popular construct among researchers who are interested in learning and performance. Self-efficacy operates in your life as a predictor of your choice of behaviors, your interests, your persistence, effort expenditure, self-regulation, and eventual success or achievement. In short, we appraise our self-efficacy to determine what actions to take, how much effort to invest, how long to persist at those efforts, and what strategies to use for learning and success. There are 4 ways we attain self-efficacy. 1 is personal experiences, 2, vicarious experiences, 3, social persuasion, and 4, physiological states. I've listed these in descending order from most potent effect on self-efficacy to least potent effect. So your first most potent effector of self-efficacy are your personal experiences, followed by vicarious experiences or the experiences of others. Third is social persuasion, in other words, encouragement from others. And fourth are physiological states, meaning your moods. All right, let's break these down in order and talk about how you can leverage each of these factors for improving your self-efficacy. Personal experience has a massive effect on your self-efficacy because it is what you've lived. It's your very history. On a physical level, when you succeed at something, you're rewarded with dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that plays a critical role in motivation and reward-seeking behaviors. And when it's released, you learn very quickly the pattern of actions or behaviors that led you to that reward. Your brain leaves sort of breadcrumbs along the path that led you to that feeling of success or accomplishment. So on the other hand, when you do not succeed at a task and your brain does not get that dopamine reward, it may mean that you'll be less likely to persist in that action or behavior. You may be less invested, motivated, or creative in your strategies and therefore less likely to succeed at that task. The ripple effect from this release or non-release of dopamine, even from early childhood, can affect your entire life. Now let's look at how you can leverage your personal experiences to increase your feeling of self-efficacy. You can leverage your personal experiences to increase your sense of self-efficacy by creating successful experiences. One way you can create these experiences is by starting small and celebrating your small victories. Start by setting a goal. It can be as simple as sitting down at your laptop and opening your email or walking through the gym doors. For instance, if your goal was only to walk through the gym doors, your next goal might be go to the locker room, put your bag down, and once you've done that, you'll be in the right place at the right time to begin and complete your workout. If you start as simple as walking through the gym doors, then to the locker room, then to your workout, you'll be able to start to achieve your fitness goals. All of these actions, behaviors, and successes will lead to a cascade of rewards that will increase your sense of self-efficacy. Recalling times of previous success and visualizing future success, like for instance, imagining crossing the finish line at a marathon, can be a way of creating successful experiences even if they are imagined. Now let's look at how vicarious experiences increase your self-efficacy. When you observe someone else being successful at something that you are going to do, it can have a great impact on your self-efficacy. Imagine a friend of yours sees a heavy rock and asks if you can pick it up. Your friend, who is not as strong as you, goes first and picks up the rock. After observing your friend, who you know you're stronger than, pick up the rock, you think to yourself, well then I can definitely do it. Just by watching your friend do it, you've had an instant increase in your self-efficacy for that task. It's important to note there are two different types of vicarious experiences: mastery models and coping models. Mastery models are when you observe someone modeling a task skillfully and succeeding, like watching Michael Jordan shoot a free throw. Coping models are when you observe someone struggling, overcoming, and eventually succeeding at a task even if it was very difficult for them. Observing both mastery models and coping models will have a positive effect on your self-efficacy. However, if you are struggling to complete something, observing coping models will have a greater impact on your self-efficacy. This is because when you are struggling, you will be able to relate more with someone else who is also struggling. And watching that person eventually succeed will increase your belief that although you are struggling, you can eventually succeed as well. To further drive home this point, there was a study done in 2019 with 120 participants with COPD, a respiratory disease that makes exercise difficult. These participants were tasked with performing an exercise test. Each of these participants were shown either a mastery model or a coping model completing the exercise test to see which would have a greater effect on their self-efficacy. Fitbits were used to measure each participant's step count the week following being shown these models. Their step count was used as a measure of how much their exercise-related self-efficacy improved. The result was that all of the participants' self-efficacy increased. However, those shown a coping model had a greater increase in their self-efficacy. In summary, these participants who had COPD experienced a greater increase in self-efficacy by watching someone who also has exercise barriers complete this exercise test. I'll post a link to that study in the video description. Next, let's get into social persuasion. Social persuasion is the third most potent effector of self-efficacy. When you are told by people around you that you have the capability to succeed, it can overcome self-doubt and other limitations in your self-belief. This effect is compounded when the feedback or encouragement comes from a trusted source. When in times of self-doubt or uncertainty, reach out to trusted friends, colleagues, family, coaches, trainers, and teachers for support. And finally, physiological states, otherwise known as your mood. Your belief in your capability to achieve something can be temporarily affected by your mood. For instance, fatigue or anxiety can cause you to make negative judgments about your self-efficacy. When assessing your self-efficacy, be sure to take your mood and current feelings into account, understanding that as your mood changes, your self-efficacy can change with it. To bring everything to a head when your self-efficacy is low, try breaking your goal down into smaller, more achievable tasks. Any goal that you would want to achieve can be broken down into an action that you can complete or initiate in 2 minutes or less. Focus on succeeding in that action and the preceding action, one by one. Utilize resources where you can observe people completing an action that you wish to succeed at. Watching people who are skilled complete that action can increase your self-efficacy. But also watch models who are as relatable to you as possible. In times when your self-belief is low, seek counsel from those around you who you trust. Sometimes someone else's belief in you can be stronger than your own. And if you're feeling anxious, depressed, or exhausted, it would be wise to avoid making any hard judgments on endeavors you're willing to pursue. And if you do, recognize that your judgments may be temporarily affected by your current mood. Thank you so much for watching. If any of this seemed entertaining or educational or inspirational to you, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for new videos posted every week. Again, it's a huge way to support this channel and help me know what you like and keep creating it. Thanks for watching.